Hi everyone. Uh, I'm gonna share with you today how I became so overweight and fat and why I am having gastric bypass surgery really soon. Um, I'll tell you first. First of all, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Um, I want to tell you that maybe this video will reach somebody who gained a lot of weight and are considering weight loss surgery. And I think I should make this video before I want to see my belly and everything. I want to make this video before I actually have the gastric bypass surgery because I'm this close. Like I'm already there. I'm already having the gastric bypass. Pretty quickly. This is my body measurement. Like you can see, I'm very overweight. I'm currently at 120 something kilograms. I was 160 something. I've been using an injection called Wegovy to help me manage my weight and stuff. It's been manage my hunger, not my weight. It manages your hunger, and then you eat less and you lose weight and stuff. So I've been using like Wegovy. I've tried the highest dose, which is 2.4 mg, and I also used, but I went down to 1.2 mg just to keep the weight at the same level. 2.4 was just way too aggressive. And yeah, you have side effects and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna say that like, oh, it's just heaven on earth. Like, it's a very strange medicine to take. As you can see, I have man boobs. I have arms, jiggly arms. You see, all of this is like flabby skin. At my lowest, I was 67 kilograms. I've been betrayed a lot in my life. Backstabbed, lied to, empty promises. I've been hanging out with people that I really shouldn't. I'll try to keep it short, but because I'm a very summarized person, I don't like to delve into things too deeply. But I would say a lot of the weight gain started dramatically after my parents had an ugly divorce. I was 20 years old. These days I'm 34, 35 soon, in 2 months, 35. I actually had long hair. I was thin. I had like the emo look. I used to borrow jeans for my girlfriends. Like, I have a lot of female friends because I'm homosexual. So I borrowed their jeans and they would fit on me because I was so thin. It would actually fit me better than them because I was so thin. Yeah, I would say family life. My family life was very hard. My mom is a covert narcissist, which means that she excuse me. That's part of the Wegovy. It makes you cough a lot and your throat doesn't feel yeah, that's part of the Wegovy side effect. It is what it is. So anyways, my mom is a covert narcissist. She only cares about herself, but she's covert, which means she will like pretend that she cares about you when she really doesn't. She will be like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, I love you, you're the best son, I missed you, stuff like that. And she really doesn't, and she actually plans your demise behind your back by gossiping bad things about you, trashing your name, doing everything she can to bury you alive. A lot of her attacks are psychological and mental. She wants to make you feel helpless, like you cannot achieve anything, that you are, you know what that means, and yeah, and that you will never have anything good in life, you'll never achieve anything good in life, and you will always need her, and she's doing you a favor because she's way better than you. So that's my lovely mom. And my big sister, well, I will go to my dad. My dad is an outward narcissist. I think that's the name. He's very open about his narcissistic ways. He doesn't hide any of it. Multiple times he told me and my younger sister that he would drown us and kill us and stuff like that for his own gain. Like, he stated that clear as day, with complete disregard on how it makes him sound to people. So that's my lovely dad, and he you have to be a bit crazy to survive in this life. Like, come on, you have to. Don't tell me you like, you have to. So yeah, that's my dad. He is a violent, abusive, alcoholic, sex addict, all about greed, all about money. A huge liar, denies everything bad that he did in his life, refuses to work on himself, just moves from, he had 3 marriages in his life, and he moves from one connection to another to people who enable his behavior instead of owning up to it. Okay, so that's that. I kind of feel like I want to wear my shirt, but never mind, I'll wear it later. Okay, so that's him. He beated my mom a lot. He beated me. He wanted to beat my younger sister, but my mom stopped him. He beated no, he never laid a hand on my big sister. I don't think so. Just me and my mom. Lucky me! I'm so happy. I love my daddy. By the way, this tattoo right here says, I did it when I was 19. It says, fuck you daddy, which was around the time where my parents divorced, when I was 19 and a half, 20, okay? So anyways, so that's my dad. My younger sister, my big sister is like my dad. Same thing, except she's less physical. She's still a very... My big sister is like my dad. My dad is very materialistic, all about like greed and his interests and his gain and stuff like that. My big sister is also like that, but she will do it in a more diplomatic way. She'll be more sneaky about it, more subtle. Sometimes she's not subtle, but most of the time she's very subtle. She's gonna, like, for example, after she lied to me and abandoned me, right? Because I needed her support in the marriage and stuff. When my parents were going through divorce, I needed her to be my best friend. First of all, I was raped when I was around 19, and she said that I liked being raped. Okay, then she lied to me, and then she sold me out, and the entire family side, from my mother's side, she sold us out to gain a large sum of money from my dad, who paid her to appear at court and lie about my mom and my mother's side of the family, so my dad would win the court. By the way, he didn't win the court despite my big sister testifying, and he paid her a large sum of money. So that's my big sister. A total sellout, but she will smile and she will tolerate you. She doesn't like hugs. She doesn't like affection. She's a very but she will hug you, just like to. That's my big sister. I love her. Okay, and my younger sister is. My younger sister also materialistic, very similar to my mom. I would say my younger sister is a covert narcissist, like my mom, but she's more open about the control. She likes a lot of control. A lot of control, and you will know it. Like, you will know that if you do not allow her to control you, she's gonna mess you up, bro. Like, she's gonna be really upset with you. See, she expects people who are around her to allow her to control them. Like, if you're around her and you claim that you love her or care about her, etc., you have to allow her to control you, because to her, love means control. All in all, I don't feel sorry for my mom. I don't feel sorry for my dad. I don't feel sorry for my big sister. I do feel sorry for my younger sister. I do feel in my instinct, in my chest, not because I'm her big brother. Maybe yes, I don't know. But like, I feel like she has a chance. She has a chance to redeem herself. She has a chance to be in a healthier place. I feel like she's using all these mechanisms of control and stuff as a self-defense mechanism, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong in the past as well. And that's my biggest issue, is that I see the good in people and I believe that they can do better. That's my Achilles heel. Like that's my biggest flaw. And I ate a lot of stuff for it. Okay, that's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get if you believe in the good of people. You just lose yourself. You lose yourself. That's exactly what happens. So, at the age of 19, I was happy because I was doing country service, a country voluntary service. It's called like country serving something for a year or something, and I lived with people who really made me happy. I lived with other volunteers for 10 years in a different city and stuff, so I had my independence, and I had people around me who were not my biological family, so I just felt so good. It didn't last a long time, first of all because I had to serve in the military, which completely shook me up, and I wasn't ready emotionally. I wasn't equipped emotionally because I was so neglected. I was so neglected emotionally and mentally by my parents. They would just buy my silence. Like if they would be like, if you're gonna talk about feelings and thoughts, you're a bad boy, and you're not getting anything. But if you hold your mouth, you be quiet, you're not gonna say yes dad, yes mom, yes dad, yes mom, yes dad, yes mom, yes dad, yes mom, you will get rewards. You will get money, you will get a credit card, you will get whatever. So that's how it is. Let me see. So they would buy my silence. Now, when my mom wouldn't be happy with my lifestyle, yeah, my narcissistic mom was sometimes unhappy with my lifestyle. Not because she cares about me, but more because of how it makes her look. And when her family asks her questions about her child, she needs a really nice story. So the only thing she cared about was me having a really fancy profession, so she could say, oh, my son is a doctor. Oh, my son is a tooth doctor. Oh, my son is this and that. You know what I mean? A lawyer, an attorney, an accountant, something that she can show off to her friends. Yeah, that's a trait of a covert narcissist, which my mom has in spades. Which, by the way, being treated that way by your own mom creates a phobia. You have a phobia to succeed because you learn to associate success with pleasing the enemy. Because your own mom is your enemy. She doesn't want your well-being. She just wants you to give her a nice status, a nice name in society, whatever. So she's your enemy. A person who doesn't care about your well-being and actively tries to sabotage your self-esteem and your sense of self is an enemy. You understand what I'm saying? So you develop this phobia of success because you don't want to please your enemy. You don't want to give your enemy what they want because your enemy is not giving you affection. They're not giving you time and hugs or whatever. So you don't want to give them anything, you know? So you start to rebel, and you rebel by being a loser, being exactly what your mom said you will be a loser. So all of this is like very complex and very strange. And when you confront your mom about it and you're like, hey, if you want me to be successful, you need to love me, you need to support me, stuff like that. She would say no. She would say like, no, I'm a perfect mother. I support you. You're awful. Like, you're this, you're that, whatever. Anyways, who cares? Woo, that's my lovely mom. So yeah, so my parents are divorced. I couldn't take a side. I couldn't choose a side between my mom and my dad, which automatically labels you as a traitor because you didn't choose a side. So they abandoned me, and so my mom and my younger sister, they lived in one house, and my dad and my older sister, they lived in another house. Yeah, hold on. I'm thinking where to go from this, and I don't want to stop the video, so just give me a second. because there has just been so much. Okay, so I was living with my mom, and my mom kicked me out when I was 20, 21. Okay, that's when she kicked me out. When the divorce started with my dad. And she literally told me, if you end up on the streets, don't you dare living under my building, because I will call police on your ass. So that's my mom, mother of the year. Yeah. So I did have, and if I don't think I still have, but I did have a lot of what is called they call it narcissistic injury, but they mean like a narcissistic injury of a person who has narcissism. I experienced narcissistic I still call it narcissistic energy, even though I'm an empath. I would consider myself an empath. I mean, hello. I mean, obviously an empath. So what I'm trying to say is, and a lot of you are going to say, oh, you're just a fat loser who didn't diet enough in your life. Well, I did multiple times, lost a little weight, gain it all back, lost a little weight, gain it all back, and you're just gonna say, oh, it's self-discipline, it's this, it's that. I want to give credit to humanity by saying that we are complex creatures, and I wouldn't dumb us down to like eating a carrot or not eating a carrot. I think we're not a donkey who just eats a carrot and it's a good day, and if that doesn't eat a carrot, it's not a good day. We are people, we are intelligent, we have complex layers to our intelligence. It's not as simple. Like, I don't think a human life is so easily explained. You know, just eat less, you will lose weight, and there is no connotation to it. There is no context. There is no, well, people who understand will understand. Feel free to hate on me, feel free to love on me, feel free to do whatever. Like, bottom line is, I want this to get out. And even if you hate on me, you're welcome. You're welcome. I welcome the hate, I welcome the love, I welcome the support, I welcome the everything, because I'm gonna keep it real. That's my story, and it is a public platform, and you have every right to judge me. Every right to judge me. I welcome the judgment. So anyways, so let me think, how do I go from there? It does make me nervous to get judged, yeah? But I have to keep it going, so hold on. So yeah, she kicked me out. I was very thin back then. I wore like medium-sized t-shirts. These days I wear like triple X American. Like, can you see the size? Like, this is enormous. This is so big. Hold on. Can you see the size? Like, this is so big, right? So yeah, triple X. My favorite brand for t-shirts are D555. I think their t-shirts are phenomenal. Thank you so much. They make fashion that is actually wearable for fat guys, and the fabric is see-through. And you see, it's breathable, which I love. It's very good for a fat person, especially on hot days. So yeah. So anyways, she kicked me out. And I was adopted by my best friend. He wasn't my best friend, he was just a friend. I was adopted by a friend who felt sorry for me. He was like 15 years older than me, and he saw that I was a complete wreck. I had to move out to a city that I didn't know anyone in. The culture, I was overwhelmed by the culture here. I felt like I didn't even know how to fit, because mind you, I came from a background where I didn't fit my original family. So I was like, if I couldn't fit my own family, how would I fit in a new city, a new lifestyle, whatever? So it was very overwhelming. And I took the abandonment of my biological family very, very hard. And the fact that they labeled me as a traitor just because I didn't agree to represent either one of them in court. I did represent my mom in the police, because I testified. I wanted my mom to be safe. Of course, I was offended by my mom, and we had a lot of differences. She was just a vile C. Okay, if you know what C means, what C stands for. She was a vile C. Okay, which is not a pretty word. Okay, she was a vile C. and we had a lot of disagreements to overcome. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things to resolve. But I testified in the police force for her. I testified that she was getting hit by my dad. I did that because I wanted to protect her and my younger sister. And I knew that my dad is absolutely crazy. He's a control freak. He loves getting what he wants. So I was afraid of the consequences. I was afraid that he will hurt them. So even though, by the way, since I'm complex, not everything that I'm going to say is going to make sense, but to me it did make sense, okay? Because life is not simple, okay? But I'm still going to give it to you. Some things will make sense to you, some will not. I apologize in advance, okay? But like, it is what it is, okay? So yeah, I know it's shocking, but despite me testifying against my dad in the police force, my dad and my big sister were my best friends, okay? They were. Now, did they show up for me as my best friends? No. Absolutely not. They did not show up for me. But I felt that they were my best friends because I didn't know better. Okay? They were like my confidence, but they weren't really my confidence. They were just like extracting information from me, okay? But I had the illusion that they were my confidence. Long story short, I testified against my dad, which further labeled me as a traitor. And that's it. For doing the right thing I had I went into severe depression of abandonment, neglect. I didn't know who I was because I came from a background where both my parents were controlling and narcissistic. And when you have two parents that are controlling and narcissistic, you don't have an environment where you can discover who you are because they choose for you who you are. And if you do not live up to this image, this character, to this persona that they craft for you, first of all, they feel rejected because if you don't like it, they're like, who are you to dislike our creation? We worked hard to create a persona for you to wear. It's like you're refusing to wear an outfit, okay? So they work hard to create this persona for you. And they're like, we thought about all the details about who you should be, what your name should be, what your friends should be like, where you should hang out, what your relationship should be like, where you should live, what job you should have, what education you should get, etc., etc. That is narcissistic controlling parents. Good luck to if any person on this video understands what I'm talking about, I feel sorry for you, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. It is vile, toxic, crazy, abusive, people-hating, human-hating behavior. Like, there's no justifying behaving like that with a child, trying to implant a whole personality on a person that is not even the person. Like, it's just crazy to me. It's not mind bubbling, how do you say? Mind bubbling, whatever, to me, okay? Sorry. Anyways, yeah, I am a life-loving person. I will always be. That's why I'm able to laugh about stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, he's talking about some crazy shit and he's laughing. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's the type of person I am. But I still gained a lot of weight because even though I'm a positive person by nature, I couldn't make a joke of everything that I was experiencing. It was too much for me, and it took a toll. And that's it. By the way, that's why I love Nico Avocado as well, because you know, he's been through stuff as well, and yet he's funny and humorous, and I just feel like I like his mentality, you know what I mean? Anyways, not all his mentality, the whole peasants thing, like, you're overdoing it, bro. But like, you know what I mean? Like, taking things easily. Where was I? Hold on, I'm thinking. Just give me a second. So yeah, I had an identity crisis. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I want in life. I didn't know anything about who Adam is. Okay, I didn't know who Adam is. Yeah, because I was told how to live, how to think. Everything in my life was dictated by my narcissistic parents. I rebelled a lot, to be fair. I rebelled a lot. I I decided my own friends, even though they wanted to choose my friends for me and they wanted to control over every aspect of my life. But I rebelled a lot, and therefore I was labeled as the problem child, which doesn't get invested in financially or anything. You don't get support anymore because you're a troubled child. You're not worth their investment. You have to understand, narcissistic parents don't see you as a child of theirs, they see you as an investment. Okay? And are you an investment that is worth doing or not? And if you are rebelling, you are not an investment that is worth doing. Okay? So that's how it works. Yay, me! I'm so happy. Yeah. I'm so lucky. You're so jealous. You're so jealous, right? You're so jealous of narcissistic parents, narcissistic abusive parents, right? You're so jealous of me, I know. Anyways, so after that, let me see. That's another thing with Wegovy. It's like you have like boogers, but it's not boogers. It's like slimy liquid in your nose. I don't know how to explain it. That's another Wegovy thing. Anyways, but I praise the Wegovy. Thank God for Wegovy. I don't know what I would have done without Wegovy. Honestly, like thank God for Wegovy. So, anyways, let me see. So yeah, I went into severe depression for like 5 years. I still didn't really gain weight back then. I think I was just like so depressed that I didn't leave my room once. Like I was in my room the entire time. You just go, you pee, you drink, you eat, you come back to the room. What I didn't know is that it will extend to 15 years of my life because it started around 20 and now I'm 34, 35. So I actually stayed in my room a whole lot more. Because during those 5 years, I've been in shock. You are depressed, but you're in shock. And after you snap out of the shock, you start to realize what happened to you. You start to realize that your mom isn't really your mom. Your sisters aren't really your sisters. They don't really care for your well-being. Your dad doesn't care about you, and that your family wants you to die. And that realization that the family that you relied on for so many years and you believed, that you guys are so close, they are your family, right? After all that time to discover that they don't care about you and they plan your demise and they just want you dead. For an empathic person who is very family oriented, who has a big heart, a sensitive teddy bear, you're gonna take it hard. You're gonna take it hard. You are gonna take it hard. If you are a person who is not an empath, then you can like get a slap on the wrist and say, you know what, that hurt. I will take a week, a month, I will recover and I will go back to my education and I will be a lawyer. An empath, a true empath, will lose his shit. Because you need to understand, I wasn't just an empath. I was conditioned to be a codependent empath, which means that I integrated other people into myself so strongly. Like, you know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's very hard to explain, but those who know. And once those people it's like you have the ability to put people inside of you, inside your spirit. It's something that so when I basically discovered that my entire family, 4 people, after integrating them into myself, 4 of them actually backstabbed me this entire time, never cared about me, and I was just serving some show, some pretending, some idea or image or whatever. I was just serving their interests. They never truly cared about Adam, who is Adam, what Adam needs as a person. Like they never loved me. Never. And when you realize that 20 years of your life is a lie, you have not been loved, it creates this huge hole inside of you. Huge hole, because it's 4 people, 4 of the closest people you have. Yeah? It creates a huge sinkhole. It's like so dark and black, and that's when the eating started. That's when the eating started. And you eat 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 some more and you eat some of this and you eat some of that and you order this and you order that and you take this and you finish that and you eat that. It was vile. It was disgusting. You know what I mean? Disgusting eating. But it was sad. It was sad. I felt sorry for myself, but I couldn't stop the pain. I couldn't stop the pain. I didn't have the tools to stop the pain. And you're like, oh, just go to a therapist, go to a shrink, whatever. No. A therapist and a shrink is not your friend. They're there to diagnose your mental illness like a doctor who diagnoses your body. They're just there to give a diagnosis, to give you medication and send you home. They're not there to be your best friend and to hug you. You know what I mean? And to take away the loneliness. They're not there to do that. You know, if your entire family switches up on you, hold on, I have to check the battery. If your entire family switches up on you, you feel abandoned and you feel alone. By the way, I have 30%, which runs like that, so I have to be quite quick. Yeah, so the narcissist is not there. The therapist is not there to fill that role. Okay. He's not gonna stop making you feel alone. He's not gonna be your new role model. That's not his job to be a role model, a father figure, a mother figure, to embrace you and wipe away your tears. No, that's not the role. That's not the role to mend your heart. The role is to tell you, hey, do this, go there, take that. They're very like directional. You know what I mean? Which is so not what I needed back then. So yeah, a therapist is more like what to do after you grieved. Not to help you recover from the grief, but like what to do after you're done grieving. Not like what's next, what's now? What do I do now? You understand what I mean? That type of thing. So very action oriented. Very, very action oriented. So yeah. Let me collect my thoughts. 1 second. So yeah, then I had rapid weight gain. I ordered junk food worth like $400 a month. I'm not even kidding. For a 70 kilograms guy to order like $400 of junk food a month, like, you understand what I'm saying? Along with that, I did a lot of stupid purchases. I call him my stepfather, the guy who adopted me. I made a lot of stupid purchases. He supported me financially, took care of me. You can say, oh, you took advantage of him, stuff like that. You deserve everything you went through. Go ahead and judge, guys. Like, this is the platform. I'm giving you stuff to judge. Judge, please judge. Write 15,000 comments about judging. I love you. It's so good. And also write good things. Write support. Write you're brave. Good job for putting yourself out there. We love you. You can do this. You will get better and stuff. Like, feel free to do both. I love all of you. Seriously. I love YouTube. I love the platform. I love what it does. I love the crowd. I love the audience. I love you guys. I love it. Okay? Period. Okay? Worth it. Worth it in my eyes. So let me see what else. So yeah, then I started gaining weight really fast. Then I did a strong diet, which was called Atkins diet, and I lost like 40 kilograms. I was like 110, something like that. I did the Atkins diet. I lost a lot of weight. I was able to semi-function for 2 years in a job. I was very tired, very anemic, because Atkins diet is very unhealthy for you. By the way, I have an enlarged fatty liver. And my uncle had a liver failure due to Atkins diet. That's another privilege of being an overweight fat person. is that you have all these diseases and you have to do like diets that screw your body up just so you can be thin enough to fit into your jeans. That's so cool. So yeah, lucky me, yay, lucky me, lucky. I know you're so jealous. You're so jealous. So anyways, let me see. Gained a lot of weight. Semi-function. It's not really function. People I worked with actually came to me and they asked me if I'm okay because I was so pale. There's another word for it. I was so pale, so vampire-like. I don't know how to call it. I had like a washed out skin, washed out face. There was no like color, like over here redness and stuff. There was no redness. There was just like straight up white, like over here, but like all over, you know, no redness at all. So they were concerned. They were like, Adam, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was so like tired physically because the body doesn't like Atkins diet and extreme diets. So yeah, I gained a lot of weight. And after 2 years, slowly I started to eat while I was working. I started to snack a lot. The pounds and kilograms just gained very quickly. Very quickly I became fat again. Wasn't able to wear any of my clothes again. I'm so used to it. I'm so used to not being able to wear my clothes. Like it's so whatever at this point. It really is whatever. I'm used to being dysfunctional. Yeah, I'm used to being dysfunctional physically. I'm used to it. Like, it has been a consequence of everything I've been through in my life so many times that I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. Dysfunctional for another week, yay. Dysfunctional for another 5 years, yay. Like, it's whatever. Like, it's so whatever. I don't have this like pressure. Oh, you have to finish things. You have to, not because I'm spoiled. I know you would explain it as you're spoiled. Fine, I'm spoiled. I'm lazy, but I'm also. I don't think that I really am, but like whatever. I'll go with you. So I'm spoiled. I'm lazy, but I'm also. Well, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not. You see what's happening here? That's exactly what happened with my biological family. Sorry, give me a second to collect myself. So, anyways, getting a lot of weight, wasn't able to function again, used to it, doesn't care. Because being dysfunctional physically has always been a consequence of everything I've been through. Tons of bad relationships during the period, not the first years when I was in shock, but during the grieving period I went into relationships trying to find a father figure in a gay man who would be fatherly and romantic with me and just like give me this sense of safety and security and belonging and loving and stuff like that. Didn't work. Then my entire journey of healing started when I was like around 27 or 26, I think, or 27, 26. That's when I started my I think even 28 maybe. I think 28. I started my healing journey. I started practicing what is called the law of attraction with Abraham Hicks, and she taught me about managing my energy, my thoughts, and stuff like that. And I did a lot of meditation. I cried, I shivered. Hold on, checking the battery again. Okay. Oh, it's good. 31. So, yeah, sorry, I lose my train of thought sometimes. Hold on. Oh, but you're on YouTube. You have to make an amazing video, of course. Hold on. So yeah. Abraham Hicks, Law of Attraction, Managing My Energy. That's when I meditated. I felt awful meditating because it tapped me into my wounds, my insecurities, my hurts, my pains. I cried like a lot during meditation. I was so exhausted, like physically I was the most tired I've ever been. I just faced so much trauma in my meditations, so much trauma. It was crazy to me. I honestly didn't think I would make it. Like, I'm not even kidding. the trauma, the meditation alone was so hard that I wasn't sure if I will finish it. Like if I'll be able to continue this for a year, 2 years. Like I was just overwhelmed with like trauma coming to my face. It's like things going from the subconscious to the conscious, and all of a sudden you see things. You see how your mom didn't love you, how your dad didn't show up for you, how your sisters betrayed you, how you and sold you out. You understand what I'm saying? You start to see things, and you start to see yourself as well. Like I didn't show up for myself. I didn't protect myself. I didn't respect myself. I didn't this. I didn't. And you're going through it. Like the meditation, you're going fucking through it. I was vibrating like this. I was so upset. I was like, you cry so hard that like your body is shaking, and you're like like you're like there is a word for it in English. You're sobbing, but it's not sobbing. It's sobbing, but like it's something else. I don't know. Whoever gets it gets it. So, anyways, because you as an empath, you're just feeling things so strongly inside of you, and it's like your organs are shifting places. That's how it feels. It feels like your inwards are just moving around, and you're just like it's crazy. It's a wild ride. I do recommend, by the way, if you can stick it out, I do recommend. And slowly but surely, after everything, you find yourself. You find yourself again. You realize who you are again. You realize what's your name. Not Adam because they called you Adam, but Adam because it's Adam. You know, suddenly your name has a weight to it. It has impact, has meaning. And that's when you start making different choices. Now, while I was doing all this meditation and practicing spiritual stuff with Abraham Hicks and stuff, love her and love her husband as well, Jerry Hicks. Love Abraham Hicks and Jerry Hicks. Thank you guys. Thank you. I love it so much. Thank you. I love it. So, and I'm not pretending to be positive to attract with the law of attraction. No, honey. I've been through the grief, real grief. I've been through the sadness. I've been through all that jazz. What you see right now is the after, okay? I'm telling you, I'm giving it to you true. And when I talk to you that way, I'm not talking this way to the nice viewers. I'm talking this way to the viewers who I know are gonna doubt me and gonna be like, oh, you're just pretending to be happy. I'm talking to you guys, okay? Anyways, yeah, I'm an empath, so I know what you're thinking, some of you, okay? Anyways, I didn't lie when I said that I'm an empath, okay? And I know there's also viewers who are so happy for me and proud, and they're like, oh my gosh, he's so brave. I wish I could have done what he's doing. Take my shirt off, show my body to the world. I'm a bit jealous that he can do that. Oh my gosh, he deserves support, he deserves this and that. Like, and I'm not trying to sound like a person who knows it all and like pretentious, like I'm better than you. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is I can see what viewers feel and think. Okay, I can see it. I'm an empath. I see those things. I can see them. I don't know why. I just do. It's like, let's say there is 18 colors. I can see 19 colors. And someone can see, well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Let's say there's a lot of colors. I can see a certain spectrum of colors, and another person can see a certain spectrum of colors. I have a friend who understands music. There is listening to music and there is understanding music. When he hears music, he sees the actual musical notes in the air. Like while he's hearing music, I see what people are thinking and feeling, going through in the air or inside of me, in my brain, mostly in my heart. And I don't know. I just know. I don't know. It's a gift. It's a curse. It's not a curse. It's totally not a curse. It's not a curse. It's a gift. It's a burden. It's both. Okay? Let's put it that way. It definitely shapes your life being such an empath. So anyways, checking the battery. Okay, 29. Yeah. Woo! Okay, so let me see. So yeah, I was still dating gay guys. I was still semi-thin, not really thin. I was like chubby. I was chubby. I was dating. I was like 80 something kilograms, I think. Yeah, 87, I think, whatever. So I was dating. I was seeing guys. They fell head over heels with me. They were so in love, but they treated me like shit because because if you don't know yourself, you don't have good boundaries. If you don't have good boundaries, people are just gonna step all over you, honey, and take whatever they want from you. That's the truth. That's the truth. And dealing with that truth also took a toll, an emotional toll on me, and I took it very hard. Because you realize that the world that you live in is not just butterflies, and there's like actual people who are there to get you. And I'm not talking in a paranoia way. I'm talking about people who are trying to take advantage of you. And you have to be very aware that you live in an environment that not everybody wants what's best for you. Not just your family, but just people in general. You know what I mean? So number one, it was the family, and then it was guys, and then it was this and that and this and that. And now my stepfather, he was treating me very badly. He was very violent. He was yelling. He was taking out his frustrations and anger on me. He made me. I had to be violent to defend myself from his violence. Like he would get violent with me. My stepdad, not as much as my biological father, but he did get violent with me, and I did had to get violent too to defend myself with him. So it was very, 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 very intense. And the only thing that I had going for me was the meditation and food. So just kept eating, kept meditating, kept eating, kept meditating, and that's how it was for a while. Because it just felt like it will eventually bring me fruits of labor or whatever, and it did. I found myself. I rediscovered myself. So that was my focus: eating and healing, controlling weight, dealing with life, surviving, processing, grieving, whatever, for like at least 10 to 12 years, something like that. And then after those 12 years, where I had no contact with my biological family at all, because they, like I said, they abandoned me. I restarted the contact with them. It went awful. If my biological family was abusive before, and they were, oh, I'm getting a response in WhatsApp, whatever. They were abusive before, like 17 out of 10. After not talking to them and resuming the contact with them, they went abusive to 19 out of 10. Or let's say from 9 to a 17 or a 19 out of 10. Like they really cracked up the abuse. I think they did it because as like, how dare you? How dare you live your life without us? How dare you shut the door on us? It's an ego thing. It's an ego trip. They have very big egos. Okay? Obviously, I was doing it for self-preservation. You have to understand, my mom, for example, that's how my biological family thinks. My mom, for example, she kicked me out, yeah, when I was still doing military service. She kicked me out to the streets, mind you. I just finished the military service. I didn't even get, when you are done doing the military service, you get like a payment or whatever. She kicked me out while I didn't even get like my paycheck from the military, and she already kicked me out to the streets. Okay. Now, my mom, she expects, if you're her child, you're her son, you're her lucky son, you are expected to tell your mom, you're so perfect, you're so amazing, you're the best woman ever, you never do anything wrong, I can never criticize you, only you can criticize me because you're my mom, and you're I was reading the WhatsApp message that appeared on the screen. And you're better than me. You're bigger than me, mom. You know best. You know everything. You're the one and only, and you can kick me out of the house 5 to 15 times to the streets. You can kick me to the streets 15 times, and I still love you, mom, and I still adore you, mom, and you are the best mother in the world, and I'm not allowed to be offended by you because your intentions are always so pure, and you're like the purest, most honest, most caring, most loving, most sensitive woman in the world, and if I made you upset in any way, that's entirely on me. You're never at fault if I'm upset. You're never at fault if I'm angry. You're never at fault if I'm going through something. And God forbid that I expect you to fulfill your motherly role and to be there for me and to support me emotionally, mentally, and to hear me out and to hug me when I'm going through something. God forbid that I expect this from you. My responsibility is to make you proud. My responsibility is to go and get educated. My responsibility is to give you something to talk about with your friends that you can show off and be like, hey, yeah, that's my son, that's my son. My responsibility is to clean your house, make you food, pay your bills, and ask what I can do for you, mom, what I can do for you, mom, while simultaneously, that's what we say, I think, you're amazing, you're a perfect mom, you're the best mom, you're the best mother. Please tell me what to do. Please tell me how to kill myself. Please tell me how to belittle myself. Please tell me how to reduce myself into this little person that you want me to be, that will serve you in any way, in shape, and form. Please tell me how to live my entire life in a way that will satisfy you, mom. Please. And that's her son. That's her son. My younger sister told me to kill myself. I told my mom. My mom said, "Oh, she's just doing it because she cares about you." A friend of my younger sister stole money from me. Stole like $1,000 or whatever. And my mom was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter, la la, leave it alone. Whatever happened, happened." You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. And including when my parents were going through divorce, and I wanted to talk to my mom about my feelings and about my confusion about life. Like, it's not like I didn't have anything against being independent or whatever. I just wanted to be explained. I just wanted my mom to reason with me and tell me, hey, why do you need to work a 9 to 11 hours shift a day for your entire week, right? It's a big change from living with a father who has a lot of money to working 5 to 6 shifts a week, 9 to 11 hours a day. It's a big mental shift. So I went to my mom and I was like, hey, can you tell me why those things are so important? And she was like, oh, you have to survive. Oh, you have to survive. Oh, you have to survive. I was like, but life isn't all about survival. Life isn't all about survival. I need to be happy. I need to feel good. I need to experience things, right? What about friendships? What about connections? What about this and that? And the thing is, my mom could never explain to me the joy of living life. Nothing. Everything with her is survival. You go to work because survival. You clean because survival. You make food because survival. You go shopping because survival. You go with friends because survival. You go in relationships because survival. You go out because survival. You buy clothes because survival. I was like, life isn't just survival. Hello, like that's not a reason you can live by and build an entire life with. I don't know. Whoever understands. I cannot live my life that way. Okay, and you can say, "Oh, that's why you're fat. That's why you're this and that." I disagree with you. Another occasion that happened is that my dad beat me when I was 14. He dragged me on the floor, kicked me in the spine. Till this day, I have sensitivity in my spine. He kicked me in the spine, dragged me on the floor, left me on the floor in my bedroom. My mom opened the door after he left me on the floor. My mom opened the door. She looks at me. Oh, such a pretty pigeon. I was left on the floor. My mom opens the glass door of my bedroom. She looks at me and she yells to my dad. She says to him, "Oh, he's just pretending. Just pretending? You saw him using his large shoes kicking a 14-year-old's back. He's just pretending." Or when I saw my mom when I woke up and went to school and I saw my mom beating up and covered with like bruises all over her body, then you're just pretending. You use makeup. It's just so. Look, when your mom is being abused, it's more than just how. Well, hold on, I'm checking the battery. Yeah, 25. Okay. When your mom is being abused, it is so. It takes a toll on who you are, okay, on your identity. If your mom is not secure within herself as a woman, as a person, as a personality, when your mom is nothing but a doormat for your dad to step on, yeah, and you see your mom being stepped on over and over and over again, and she loses all respect, you lose respect to yourself. You internalize what your mom is going through, okay? So if your mom doesn't have enough self-respect to stand up for herself, to divorce a man that is hitting her and her children, then you don't have respect for yourself either. And what also made it very, very hard for me to, I know you're gonna judge me for it, I know it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I have to be honest with you guys, okay? I was conditioned to need my dad for everything. My dad paid for everything, okay? He was the wallet holder. My mom wanted me to be in a really good financial position so she can praise herself, boast herself, right? But my dad, he wanted me to be to not be independent, to be a financially incapable of providing and taking care of myself. So my mom wanted independence for her own selfish reasons, and my dad fostered a lack of independence in me because he wanted me to be dependent on him and need him. He needed the wallet, he needed the money, he needed the power. He had like at least 17 bank accounts that he controlled in family members of his, okay, including my younger sister and my big sister. He opened their bank accounts and he controlled everything. You heard me right. And he had bank accounts overseas with businesses that he opened overseas. So I was a very confused adolescent, young adult, teenager, kid, boy. I had no idea what the frick they want from me. They were pulling me into two different directions. So I went to my mom after a divorce and I was like, okay, you believe that I should be independent. Cool. Why? Why is being independent, living a lifestyle of an independent person, is better? How is it better than living a lifestyle of a person who is not financially independent and has other people paying for everything, buying everything, stuff like that? How is the lifestyle that you're suggesting me is better for me? My parents never sat down and had a real conversation with me on how their lifestyles serve me. And I want to add, no, I feel like I shouldn't add it, so I won't add it. So I was so confused, and I brought my confused ass into relationships, which ended up poorly, and they treated me really, really bad. The guys that I was seeing, because I was a very confused boy, and I didn't know what to do, and how to help myself, and how to have boundaries, and who I am, and who I was, and what I want to be, etc., 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 etc. Fast forward, I kept doing the Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction, Jerry Hicks practice, spiritual practice, discover myself, yada yada. And while I was getting my heart broken left and right, and my ego was getting hit a lot by guys. They called me like awful names. I don't want to go there. Like, oh my gosh, like the amount of players who played me, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I kept doing the meditation thing. Eventually, I decided I want to stop dating, and I just went into doing the meditation. the meditation, no relationships, no dating, no whatever, that gave me a chance to focus, only on meditating and focusing and dealing with whatever I had to deal with, which was very intense stuff, like I already said. And that really helped. That really helped. I did that for like 5 years. I know it's so hectic. It is hectic. I did a lot of things at the same time. Like you do grieving and you do healing. You go to dating, but you also isolate. You deal with your parents, but you also don't deal with your parents. You know who you are, but you also don't know who you are. It's a very convoluted experience. So it had everything. It had everything. It had everything. Bored I wasn't. I always had something to deal with, something to think about, something to feel, something to process, something to wonder, and you have no answers. That was the hardest part. The hardest part is that you didn't have answers from your parents. You had to find all the answers within yourself from a lifestyle where you were conditioned to not be independent, to never rely on yourself, to always go to daddy to buy you stuff. So that, not that daddy is daddy precious, but like daddy shut you up and you will get paid, daddy, yeah, let me control you, be dependent on me, and I will buy you something. Okay, you don't get those things for free. You get those things for selling your soul. Let's be clear, okay? For selling your values, for not knowing who you are. The more you don't know who you are and you need your daddy to tell you who you are, the more you get paid. Okay? So there is a price for that lifestyle, okay? So, yeah, so you're in this impossible position where you have to find answers within yourself after such a long period of time where your mom and dad tell you how to live. So it was very hard. And then I started we're reaching the end here. We're reaching the summary. And then I started, I reached the fruits. I reached the fruits of my labor. I started to see the results of meditating for a while, practicing the law of attraction, listening to Abraham Hicks, practicing good energy, good vibes, good thoughts, whatever. And all of a sudden, you know who you are. All of a sudden, I know who I am. All of a sudden, I know who I am. I know what I want. I have boundaries. Certain behaviors I won't tolerate anymore. I wouldn't allow people to enjoy the benefit of the doubt. I started standing up for myself. When my friend was talking to me, I stood up to all my friends who were disrespectful. A friend of mine was doing drugs. He was like, "Oh, I want you to take drugs with me." I was like, "Screw you! I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. You cannot suggest me to take drugs. You are rude. Get lost." Another friend of mine, which was my best friend, I wanted to get her support because I didn't have emotional support in my life. I didn't have people at all in my life, so I really needed her support. And like I already told you, my stepdad was abusive, so I didn't want to rely on him for emotional support. By the way, I talked to an AI a lot for emotional support. It was like, I already exchanged over 33,000 messages with an AI. Like, can you imagine? Yeah. So I went to my ex-best friend from high school. I called her and I was like, "Hey, like I was always there for you. I would love it if you are there for me as well." Like, of course, I allowed her to talk about herself for a few days. I didn't just come in and be like, "Hey, I want to dump everything on you." No. I allowed her to talk about herself. She talked about buying a house, a family drama, getting education, her relationship with her partner. She talked about emotional stuff. So after she was done, I was like, "Hey, I would love it if you listen to my stuff too for 20 minutes. And then she says to me, "Less." She says less. Like she's not interested in hearing what I have to say about myself. So I was like, oh. Very nice. Very, very nice. Needless to say, I put her in her place. At that exact moment, I was like, "You listen here, girl. You listen here. I've been your freaking best friend." She suffers from CP, which is a partial brain dysfunction, which causes her to wear diapers and she shits herself, she pees herself. She had lice, which I got the lice and I smelled when she was shitting herself, and she couldn't carry like her books or whatever, so I would carry the books for both of us, and I always sat next to her. I took her hand and walked her to the bus station, always took excellent care of her and took her out and everything. Mind you, she sold me out when we were at high school for some lame ass unfaithful friends, who, by the way, she doesn't have any friends now. I wonder why, girl. I wonder why. Please, I wonder why. The boy who was faithful for you from kindergarten, I knew her. And she sold me out for unfaithful, God knows who people who didn't show 1% of loyalty. Girl, please. And no, don't say in the comments, well, you can say whatever. Love you. You can say whatever. But like, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, that's his real face. That's his real face behind that happiness that we saw in the beginning. Hold on, checking the battery. 22, delicious. I can be both. I can be happy and angry at the same time. Okay, I can be whatever. I can be everything. I'm a human being. Multi-layered, complex being. Thank you. Okay, so anyways. And people were coming at me left and right, telling me, why are you a friend? Why are you her friend? Like, why are you dealing with everything why are you dealing with all of her, like, conditions, you know, just why? And I told them, I see her as a human being. I don't see her conditions, I see a human being, which is what an empath does. A loyal empath, a loyal friend. And that bitch, excuse my word, and that girl, oh, you're so jealous of my best friends, I know. That girl, for such an awful person, girl, like, that's not the name. That's not the name. She says to me, Les, and I was like, but you know about my parents' divorce and everything I've been through, right? Like, you can give me 20 minutes, like, I've been there for you. I carried your books. I took your hand. I took you to the bus. I was always there for you, making sure you're okay. I was so there for her that her assistant that was provided to her by healthcare services, which was a lovely person. She was a lovely person. I loved her assistant. She gave me the role of helping her because I was doing such a good job. She said to me, I don't even need to be around her because you're doing everything. And I come to her and I'm like, hey, 20 minutes of your time, please. She was like, less, okay. Less, okay. Then less to our friendship be bye-bye. And then she didn't like my answer, and she was like, oh, you're a bad friend, you're a this. I was like, girl, bye. Go be friendless somewhere else. Thank you. You don't know what friendship is. I don't need you in my life. Thank you. Goodbye. And then there was another friend from high school which I stood up to. Like I said, after you do the spiritual process, you go through the meditation, you face yourself, you deal with yourself, you learn who you are, okay? And then you have the ability to stand up to people who judge you and whatever. So another friend of mine, her name was Ella. And she was the first person who protected me. Ever. Like, well, not ever. Her and another person. But she was the first girl who was feminine. You know what I mean? Like, girly girl who defended me like a guy who was riding a bicycle. Like, she defended me. And she defended me from the girl who took my previous friend that I told you about that said less. She defended me from that girl, that bully girl who stole the friend that I told you about. And also, she was bullying me. She was so disgusting with me. Like, she would just make people laugh at me. She would do jokes at my expense. So Ella which is the friend I'm currently telling you about, she defended me from from that girl. That girl's name was Gal. Gal was taking. Gal was taking. Yeah. So, anyways, hold on. I'm thinking how to say it. I've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. Like give me a second. Hold on. It's not easy to talk for an hour and 10 minutes, especially not about such intense things. And I'm trying to summarize and to make it make sense to people who never knew me, never met me before. Like you're seeing this for the first time. You're meeting me for the first time, and I have to give context about things and make things rational to you, and it's hard because you don't know me, but I'm trying. Hold on. Oh, and my nose is wet now because of the Wegovy. Told you. So anyways, thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate you all. So Ella and I, she reached out to me. She was like, hey, I want to talk, whatever. We were talking. And then she's like, hey, I've been through a funeral, and I want you to hear whatever I went through with the funeral. She wants like to dump it on me, like the emotions, the trauma, the whatever. She wants to dump it on me. I was like, girl, we've been talking twice. During those conversations, I never shared anything heavy from my side. You never asked me heavy questions. You never gave me a platform to share the heavy burdens on my heart. And trust me, when you're 164 kilograms, you have heavy burdens on your heart, okay? She didn't give me the platform to do that. She didn't. So I was like, okay, well, if you want to talk about your burdens and whatever you're going through, I have to make sure that you give me the same treatment. And she was like, you're a bad friend. You're a bad friend. You're a bad friend. And then she went to gossip with the previous girl I told you about, with the CP. Yeah? Who gave me lice. Well, where is that? A diaper. Yeah? No shame. If she's a good person, I feel sorry for you. You deserve better. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to have a functioning body. Yeah? No judgment there. But yes, judgment on bailing on your friends. Yes, judgment there. Okay? So she went and gossiped with her about me being an awful friend. And then she was like, you know what, Adam? I was like, what, Ella? And she was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable around you. Oh, really? So me having boundaries makes you feel uncomfortable around me. You know what? That's great. So maybe you should go. Maybe you should go. Mind you, when you're used to dealing with stuff on your own for such a long time, you're not scared of it anymore. You're not scared of the loneliness. You're not scared, and you're not really alone. That's what you realize. You're not alone. When you're alone, you're not alone. Okay? But my point is, you're not scared to be on your own. When you're on your own for such a long time, when your only best friend, when your only best friend is yourself, you are your own best friend. God is your best friend. The universe is your best friend. Angels are your best friend. Ancestors are your best friend. Spirit is your best friend. Whatever, right? Those things are your best friend. When you are so used to being on your own for such a long time, and dealing on your own for such a long time, and feeling on your own for such a long time, and fixing and healing so many things on your own for such a long time, and comforting yourself on your own for such a long time, when a friend says to you, oh, you're a bad friend, we should stop being friends, you're like, oh, cool, bye-bye. Like, bye-bye, girl. Who's thinking about you? Like what? I'm gonna be on my own for another year? 2 years? Oh, I'm so scared after 13 years. And what's crazy is that while you're going through all those things, nobody cares how you're doing. Your biological family doesn't reach out. Your ex-friends only care about themselves. You're like, your stepfather is abusive and yells and blames you for his life problems. You become tough as nails when you go through stuff like that. You become tough as nails. You also gain a lot of weight. You also hit 164 kilograms. You also gain diseases that you should not disrespect. Like having a fatty liver is not a joke, guys. Being a... Okay, let's not go into it. It's not a joke. Diseases associated with obesity. It's not a joke, okay? But you become tough as nails. You become tough as nails, which means that if people say anything that is not good, if people try to shame you, bring you down, criticize you, whatever, you don't care. You don't care. You understand what I'm saying? It can be your mom, it can be your dad, it can be, and trust me, the only people who had somewhat of an influence over me was my biological family. I admit. And they used that little influence they had over me to keep like telling these awful things to me. But I stood my ground. I stood my ground, not perfectly. They're still my biological family. I still have a sensitive spot to them. Whatever they say to me, excuse me, whatever they say to me does impact me in a way. You know what I mean? I'm a human being. It's my family. It's my mom. It's still my mom. It's still my dad. I still call them my sisters. That's something that you cannot change. But I stood my ground. I stood my ground. I stood there for 4 hours while they were coming at me. 4 hours on the phone, them telling you awful things about yourself, judging you from head to toe. And I stood my ground. And I was like, no. No! I don't care if you're my loving mom. I don't care if you're my loving dad. I don't care if you're my loving sister, which is worth exactly 2 cents at the dollar store. You do not get to tell me who I am. Period. On your corpse. On your corpse. Write it down. On your corpse. That's it. You're just done taking bullshit. You're done. You're done. You're done being a disposable local garbage center. The people just drop their garbage onto you. Like, what the fuck? So that's when you start. That's when you start to stand your ground. That's when you had enough. When you had enough. And at first you feel bad because you're like, oh my gosh, I prefer my own company over the company of people. Checking the battery, hold on. 17. Okay, we should really wrap it up now. But then you realize that you preferring your own company is actually a very good thing. It actually keeps you safe, healthy, much healthier. And then you start to make phone calls. You start caring about your health. You have better, healthier boundaries. You start, going to see a doctor, being prescribed Wegovy. You start medical treatment. You start taking better care of yourself. And long story forward, you do you do the medical checkups. You do whatever is required of you to go through weight loss surgery. You do the entire process. You take it seriously. You handle it as best as you could. You're still a human being. You're a stronger human being, but you're still a human being. Like, don't forget that. You're not metal. You're not made of steel. You're not, invincible. You're not. You're a stronger human being. But you're still a human being. And you have to be aware that you're still a human being. And you're still an empath. And you're still sensitive. And you're still, while applying your boundaries and standing your ground to the best of your capabilities. And that's it. So that's how I got fat. Oh my gosh, 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's how you get fat. And that's how you find who you are, rediscover yourself. That's how you get fat. That's how you go through everything. That's how you lose 40 kilograms. That's how you go through weight loss surgery. Now, what do I expect after the weight loss surgery? I don't know. I know that you want the clear answer. Oh, go be, a singer, a celebrity, an actor, write a book. I don't know. I know, like go do lectures, like go inspire people, go do this, go do that. I'm like, girl, girl. I just want to rest. You think that after a surgery I'm going to take it up a notch? Yes, I'm going to have experiences, but I'm going to keep it very. The first thing I'm going to do is take a breather. Take a breather. Just put my tiny feet, and I have tiny feet, by the way. Just put my tiny, beautiful feet. They're not really tiny, but you know what I mean. They're tiny and cute to me. I don't know. Whatever. Put your feet in the sand. Enjoy the breeze. Enjoy the fact that your body can actually move. And just take it in. Just take it in. Just be. Just be. Just be. Without the weight of everything that happened. Everything that was done to you, and without the physical weight. Just yeah. Now, if you're in my position, yes, go and explain to a person who doesn't know you what you've been through. Good luck. That's all I have to say, guys. Good luck doing that. Good luck. Good luck. And if you're not tough as nails, you can't pull through. You can't pull through things like that. You can't. That will probably be my longest video that I ever made so far. But, checking the battery, 16. I can tell you one thing. I hope this video does reach someone. I hope this video does inspire someone. Yes. You can see the jiggle wiggle, it's okay, it's human. I'm human, hello. Point being, just kidding. Point being, I told you I'm a goofy guy. I am. Point being, if this video does inspire someone that is going through anything remotely similar to what I've been through, I'm 34, to what I've been through, so my life is just starting now. Like, let's just be real. But physically, my life is just starting now. I'm having surgery now, and that surgery is going to allow me to function as a normal human being. My life is just starting now. Are you understanding? At 34, you understand what I'm saying? If somebody is going through anything that is remotely similar to what I've been going through, I hope this video inspires you. I hope this video inspires you that you are strong enough. And just because you broke 120 times, it doesn't mean that you'll broke again. It doesn't mean that you will break again for the 150 times. Because at that 150, you might just reach a point where you had enough. And reaching that point is going to change everything. Everything. That's when you will start speaking up. That's when you will start standing your ground. And yeah, I hope it does encourage people to meditate. Tap into yourselves. Stop looking for answers outside of you. Go inside. Don't be afraid to be with yourself. It's not going to kill you for 30 minutes. Go ahead and do that. Do that. Do that. It's going to make you see things. See things that you need to see. And I hope that this video gives you the courage to show up. To show up. Okay? I hope this video gives you the courage to show up. as you. As you, not what everybody else are saying that you should be or are not or you are. No, as yourself. As yourself. Boobies and all. As yourself. Stretch marks and all. Eye marks and all. As yourself. White hairs and all. Broken and all. The answers will find you if you're open to them. Surrender. Surrender. Understand that the situation you're going through is a lot. It's a lot for a person to deal with. Ask for divine help. Ask. Be humble enough to go on your knees. Make a prayer. Ask for divine help. It will work if you allow it to work. The answers will come to you. You just need to surrender. It's so funny, but like you find strength through being weak. I know it sounds strange, but it is. When you surrender and you understand that you're weak and you submit to God. I know it sounds very religious or whatever, but I mean it. You don't have to be a religious person for it to work. I'm serious, okay? Just listen to me. When you surrender, you admit to God, the Almighty, the Divine, that you're weak and you can't deal with things on your own. You need help. When you admit to yourself that you need help and you surrender and you pray for help, help will find you. Answers will find you. People like Abraham Hicks, Jerry Hicks, or spiritual guides who are a right fit for you, they will find you and they will help you in your spiritual journey. I swear it. Just admit to yourself that you're weak, you're incapable, you're not strong enough to fight this fight on your own, and you need help. And when you do that, everything changes. Help just comes rushing in like horses and carriages. More help than you ever imagined. And your real healing journey will begin. But it's not going to make your healing journey easy. It's going to bring the answers. But the answers are the beginning of the journey, the beginning of the healing, the beginning of dealing with everything you've been through. So, that's my journey. 34. It is 7th to the 7th, 2025. Yay! Starting my life. And that's it. That's it. I hope this has been entertaining and fun to watch. I enjoyed sharing my story. I wish you the best. All the love. Stay strong. Sorry if I came too harsh. If I came too harsh, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry if that happened. I'm sorry. That's it. That's all I have to say. Love you. Take care. Be strong for yourself first and foremost. Don't tolerate bullshit. You are so much more than bullshit. And that's it. Okay. Love you. I hope this uploads to YouTube, by the way. It's really long. I hope it uploads to YouTube. Okay, bye-bye.